As we progress, the NASCAR new season has taken several unexpected turns. And this time, NASCAR has shown again with Denny Hamlin's penalty that you have to admit intent to be penalized for a questionable move. So what comes next? Will Denny Hamlin appeal the penalty? Keep tuned to NASCAR Zone as we go deeper into what's going on with NASCAR penalties. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Denny Hamlin of Joe Gibbs Racing was set to move up from 7th to 4th in the NASCAR Cup Series standings. This was because the Hendrick Motorsports drivers, who were in 1st, 4th, and a tie for 5th place, were all docked 100 points after NASCAR took their hood louvers on Friday and found that they had been illegally changed. Instead, he has fallen all the way down to 12th place. In the latter stages of the race that took place on Sunday at Phoenix Raceway, Hamlin and Ross Chastain of the Trackhouse Racing team were both competing for positions inside the top 10. Yet, Hamlin and Chastain have a history together, and Hamlin has been vocal about the necessity of some of the younger drivers learning a lesson.
So at the end of the race, me and Ross got into it. Basically, here's the thing, right, is that I got to the end of the race. I saw he was on the outside of me. I went into turn 1 with the mindset that I'm going to try to get the best finish that I can get. I'm on 2 tires, and I go into turn 1, and while I even went shallow on speed, my car plowed. I mean, what it means is I turned the wheel, and the front tires just were going straight, and they were calling the one car on the outside. So at that point, I knew that I was screwed. I was about to go backwards. I had all the 4-tire cars on my ass. They were going to pass me, or more than likely, in the next corner. If they didn't, I mean, I know I had 2 fresh tire cars underneath of me anyway. I was 4 wide. And I'm like, I'm going straight to the back.
Chastain came in the 24th position overall, while Hamlin finished in the 23rd. The move forced Chastain out of 1st place in the point standings, and NASCAR wasn't even aware of it at first. But during the course of the week, Hamlin revealed that he had purposely damaged Chastain's race. As a consequence, NASCAR deducted 25 points from his total and fined him $50,000. After the penalty was issued, Denny Hamlin had no further plans, but now he did something surprising regarding the penalty. Hamlin made the announcement on Friday via social media that he will be appealing his penalties, despite the fact that he had previously stated that he would not do so. Hamlin was issued a violation citation by NASCAR for breaking Section 4.4.b of the Cup Rulebook. The main infractions are included in the list. 1. Trying to influence the race or championship outcome. 2. Wrecking or spinning another car, whether or not that vehicle is removed from the competition as a result. Any driver or team owner who is found to have violated Section 4.4.b faces the possibility of losing 25 to 50 points and slash or being fined between $50,000 and $100,000. Violations may also result in race suspension, indefinite suspension, or termination of membership. In addition, NASCAR cited Hamlin for breaking Clause 4.4.d, which covers the following items: behavior on the part of a NASCAR member that the sanctioning body deems to be harmful to stock car racing or to NASCAR. Any member who violates Section 4.4.d runs the risk of receiving a fine, as well as an indefinite suspension or termination of their membership. On Friday, Hamlin commented on what transpired on the final lap with Chastain via social media. On his podcast, Hamlin elaborated in detail on the altercation he had with Chastain at Phoenix, saying,
My crew chief told me there was 18 cars on the lead lap. And at that point, I said, all right, well, I'm probably live looking at a picture. I'm probably running 6th or 7th. I'm about to get passed by everybody behind me who's on fresh tires. I'm about to finish in the mid-teens. And I said, you're coming with me, buddy.
Really?
I did.
Wow, that's not what I thought.
It wasn't a mistake. No, it wasn't a mistake.
Okay.
I unleashed, I let the wheel go, and I said, he's coming with me. And so, it's been interesting because I hear people say, well, this for last year, this for that. It's not, I got wrecked at the Clash. I don't know that Ross sees it that way. I think he's still curious about what I thought about the Clash. I don't know why he would wonder what I thought about the Clash. But I've said for a while, well, you got to do something to get these guys' attention, whatever, and I've said it, and I think that Ross doesn't like it when I speak his name in the media and when I had this microphone. But I told him, well, I have a microphone, and I'm going to call it like I see it, and until you get a microphone, you can then say whatever you want about me. But the fact is while I'm sitting here talking, I'm going to call things the way I see it, and sometimes I'm going to have to call myself out, which I'm the dumbass who lost just as many spots as he did. But at the time, I said, well, I'm going to finish anyway, and I'm just going to make sure that he finishes right here with me.
What are your thoughts on Denny Hamlin intentionally wrecking Ross Chastain and his penalty? Tell us in the comments section below. Be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. According to Elton Sawyer, who is the Senior Vice President of Competition for NASCAR, the penalty was given to Hamlin because of his statements on the podcast.
I think the way we look at these situations, Jim, is they're all individual, right? They're unique to themselves. And when you look at this one this past weekend, we would have viewed that as a racing incident. But then as 24 hours later, have a competitor that has gone on a podcast, which I will say we're delighted that Denny has a podcast. We think that's great, interacts with the fans. But when you start admitting that you have intentionally done something that would compromise the results of the end of the race, then that rises to a level that we're going to get involved. There's no other way to look at that. We're going to get involved in those situations. We've been consistent in the past with that, and we will be consistent going forward.
NASCAR tried something comparable in 2019 when Bubba Wallace purposely spun out at Texas Motor Speedway late in a round of 8 playoff race because he had a tire coming down, thus manipulating the outcome of the event. It wasn't until he admitted that he did it on purpose that he was punished for it. In the last few years, the only time NASCAR actually punished a driver for something they did on the track instead of admitting to doing it on purpose was when Wallace wrecked Kyle Larson in a very bad way at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in October last year. This happened when the driver for Hendrick Motorsports tried to pass 3 cars wide, but Kevin Harvick, who was in the middle spot, pulled back. Larson tried to move up, but Wallace didn't make any room for him. This caused Larson's car to hit Wallace's car and the wall, which caused Wallace's car to hit the wall. However, Wallace promptly pursued the Hendrick Motorsports vehicle and struck him in the right rear, knocking Larson not only into Christopher Bell's car, but also sending the number 5 car completely into the wall. But the story didn't end there. As soon as they got out of their cars, the star driver for Hendrick Motorsports was pushed by the driver for 2311 Racing. A NASCAR safety official had to step in to stop the situation from getting worse when Larson turned away and tried to fight off the shoves. NASCAR thought that the mistake was a matter of behavior. Wallace was the first driver in the Cup Series since 2015 to be suspended for a race because of something that happened on the track, and he was not allowed to race at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Wallace never confessed it and even yelled at a reporter for fishing. But NASCAR suspended him because of the clear intent and the risky nature of the move. The sole indication of intent in both cases was that the driver who was at fault maneuvered his car in an illogical manner and had the motive to be angry at the driver they hit. There should be enough evidence for us to call a spade a spade. Yet, the example established by NASCAR here is clear. As long as you claim that it was an accident, you are safe. NASCAR does not need to become over-polished like IndyCar and Formula One, which both penalize drivers for any unnecessary contact, no matter how little. But this shouldn't be hard to do. If a crash looks like it was done on purpose, it probably was, and the driver shouldn't have to admit fault to prove this. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell us in the comments what you think about the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.